I used to ride 4 deep in Corolla. I was broke with a bad chick, color cola. But she used to act up like a name Viola. So I had to cut her off, now I name older. X-Files, bad up like Kroger. You ain't even had to open, you can smell her odor. Got a bunch of niggas hoping they can mess me over. But I really been the shit and I ain't changing odor. Next style, when I brought up, I can't lie, I'm blessed, I'm older. On my side, it's less than no love. You might die, get stretched like yoga. Felt like I was destined for the pain and torture. Trying to keep my flame, but the rain gets colder. Every drop lit, help me gain composure. If life is a game, well, nigga, game over.
Damn right a nigga gon' flex. 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 Damn right a nigga gon' flex.
Back in this bitch and I'm feeling like a bicep. Take a side steps from the haters that's on my steps. Know what life is and I grind about it privates. With a vice grip while I'm steady dodging vices. On the prizes, one focus, no surprises. Where your eyes is, they ain't seeing nothing like this. Dropping science, like my name is really Isaac. Know that I'm sick, but I never need a Heimlich. Cause I never be chosen. Used to be broke, but never was broken. I came and spoken into existence. I should be quoted. This shit is golden. Was a black sheep, but I should be golden. Excuse my indulgence. I am just trying to live in the moment. Time is precious. I'ma die a legend. Y'all niggas so sweet, y'all diabetic, and you don't know shit. Need to find a lesson. That's why your life always measured a lesson. Haters always come with incredulous questions, but you can't stop a nigga tether the blessings. That's why you forever next to the section, but never in this bitch. And while I'm in this bitch.
Damn right a nigga gon' flex. 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 Damn right a nigga gon' flex.
Yeah. Oh, shit, I'm loud. Okay, my fault. If I'm loud, I gotta make sure I adjust myself. Hold on, we good? Everybody's great? How's everyone doing? It's a nice Thursday today. I'm not gonna lie, the weather good over here. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. We're gonna go ahead and get started real quick. Just double checking some things. Okay, not bad. Okay, not bad. All right, let's get into it. What's popping? Damn, that light a little red today. I'll fix it next time. Add a little color. You know what I'm saying? You need a little color. So, I mean, let's go ahead and just start like this. If you haven't subscribed to FlexMob TV, what are y'all waiting for? What are y'all waiting for? Bruh, if you want to laugh, if you want to just watch entertainment, movie trailers, TV trailers, etc., anything that's outside hip-hop, because hip-hop is down right now. I'm going to keep it tall with you. The hip-hop, in terms of views, in terms of content, is not hot right now. Fortunately, shout out to Vil, we do have some things to watch for today. I want to make that clear. But this channel is made for anything outside of hip-hop. I prefer to stick with entertainment, comedy, and laughter because that's like my bread and butter. I like making people laugh and everything. So I even got shorts. Not too many shorts. Like, it's a slow start, but we definitely getting to some things. So if you haven't subscribed to FlexMob TV, make sure you go check that out. You're gonna be hearing a lot of "he really is" over there. Like, I'm just saying that now. So, you know, I got the ad lib. I got the little sound bite. We're going to be throwing that in a lot of shorts. So if y'all like that, if y'all enjoy that, subscribe here because you're going to get a lot of that. I'm just saying. On Flex My Network, we keep it hip-hop. A little serious. Sometimes we playful and funny at times. But if you want straight laughter, you come over to this channel. So I'm letting y'all know right now, all right? So don't tell me I ain't tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so who we got in the chat? We got Queen B, we got Noah, KG, and Fame. What's good, y'all? What's good? Hope everyone's having a good day. They calling me TDE Flex. That's hilarious. That's crazy. TDE Flex is hilarious. That's wild. You want that soundbite for your board too? I mean, I don't just give out things like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody knows where the video came from, or where the soundbite came from. So you just go to the video, do what you gotta do, take the soundbite, and do what you need to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. Just remember, that's me. You know who you shouting out when you use it? Moi. You know what I'm saying? That is hilarious. We got Miss Lachelle in the chat. What's good? What's good? So yeah, a little promo for the channel because I'm definitely growing this channel. With the changes that they're making to YouTube, is going to be a lot harder for creators. So I might as well go ahead and start now and get this one popping too, right? I want to make sure I get this channel monetized because we up to something over there too. You know, the same thing that we're doing on this side is the same thing that we're doing on another side, but it's just different pathways. You know what I'm saying? So we got a lot to get to. I'm not gonna lie. We got a good amount of things to get to. Clearly, we got our first video right there. Damn. 1K views in 30 minutes. That's wild. They said pick a side. I picked. Oh boy. We're starting with that one first. I just want to make that clear. All right? Game is up to some BS. Straight. Okay? So I want to make sure that I say my 2 cents. Looks like we're getting another freestyle tomorrow, so I'm definitely gonna notify. Gonna get that one popping too. There's a lot of other things that I did want to do for today, but because of time, I'm not sure if I'm able to do it. For reaction videos, we're gonna get that job done, so I'm not even gonna be worried about it. But anything outside in terms of listening to music, that's gonna be a tough time. We might have to save that for another day. I'm just gonna be honest. But we're gonna get to these videos for today, so we're gonna go ahead and start with this one. Oh, it's already playing. It's already playing. Oh, there go Nightbot. Make sure y'all go follow me on Twitch, alright? Yeah. How's everyone's day, by the way, bro? Hope everyone's having a good day. It's a nice afternoon for a majority of us here, to be honest. You know? I ain't gonna lie, the weather nice outside, but I still can't walk right, so I can't really go outside like that. I can't even sit in the patio outside, so struggle is real, but you know, we healing one day at a time. I'm not taking any pain medication because I'm not trying to get addicted to that, but you know what it is, bro. Anyway, hope everyone's having a great day. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and stopping by for show. Y'all really calling me TDE Flex? That's crazy. That's real crazy. TDE Flex got a little ring to it. Now with this name, with a payment. You can't call me TDE Flex. I'm still in the same position. That's crazy. Anyway, we're going to start with the Ville. We're going to get into this video. Y'all know me. I like to talk, right? They give me ads for real. Nah, bro. Miss me with that. Listen, I like to talk a lot. I can't help it. It's in my, like, DNA, you know? So, let's not waste no more time. Looks like the game has chose a side, and he's previewing a new track with Drake? What? What is going on? Like, I mean, to be fair, let's step outside like the shock and awe of everything. It's just like, bro, we already knew what kind of time you're on. You did tease this. You said an album is almost done. You said it was 99.999999999% done. Bruh, the only thing that I don't like when it comes to you, game, is that, yo, every time you try to, like, promo something, you're acting like a damn fool before it. And you expected me to, like, oh, wow, the game is just, he's just so profound. I might as well go listen to, that's not me. I'm not listening to your music. I might listen to this, but the point is, like, hey, the point is, I'm just not a fan of your antics, bro. You begging for attention and likes and everything like that. I've been called that out a long time ago. So the fact that you're like this today, it's not even a surprise. You're just desperate. This is straight desperation. So, like I said, let's not waste no more time. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tap in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Let's go ahead and get started with this one, bro. Let's go.
It turns out that we were right about the game this whole entire time. He decided to pledge his allegiance to Drake, and this has been confirmed with the new...
The man said pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Head ass Nick.
Song that they did together that Academics has shared on his live stream. It was previously announced through his live stream that he was going to share a song with the game, and Drake featured on it. Drake is in the chorus. He is part of this song, and this is something that people had knew about when his security guard had gave everyone a heads up. G Magic had went to Instagram and told people, hey, not to piss anybody off, but the game is in the studio right now. After this, Monique had got confirmation from the security guard. Shout out to Chillin' with Monique.
Big shout out to Chillin' with Monique.
She He says that the Game security guard exclusively reported to Chillin' with Monique that the Game and Drake were in the studio this past weekend. The studio session comes after the Game stated he will pull the curtain down on people, and Drake telling rappers to watch how they reply to him because his pen isn't dry. Funny enough how they gave both of these statements around the same time when they were recently in the studio with each other, and now we're getting the song on Academic's live stream. So if you've been keeping up, you've probably been aware that the Game has been working on a track with Drake. Now that they're on a song together, that we could expect more disses aimed at Kendrick Lamar. Now in this diss track, they don't really say Kendrick's name, but the Game does pledge his allegiance to Drake in the song. The Game goes, "Walk with a limp, I snuck a whole Drake in this bitch. Hit your head, nobody's safe in this bitch." And I think it's funny that the Game says this because he says, "I snuck a whole Drake in this bitch," when that's what he did in the 100 music video on 6/16 in LA. The day.
Bro, I hear that. It sounds corny. Am I the only one that's like feeling that same kind of way? It sounds corny to me. You know what I'm saying? That's strange and peculiar behavior. That's weird to me. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You just so desperate, bro. Like, you just want attention so bad, but you really don't deserve it. Like, look at your actions in the past. Like, no wonder 50 Cent don't like you like that. You a damn fool.
That he recorded this music video with Drake, snuck him in, brought him into the hood. Even though Drake got chased out the hood, they had to call him back to bring him back. This is what the Game is referring to, letting people know that he was undermining people by bringing Drake to the hood many years ago. That's my 20twin, red cup filled with Hennessy again. MF's bringing energy again, running back-to-back fades with my enemies again. So he's saying back-to-back, just like Drake's back-to-back diss track, and then talking about running fades with his enemies. Well, I'm wondering who's he talking about. I wonder if he's referring to Kendrick Lamar. Is he talking about Kendrick Lamar as being one of the enemies? You tell me, y'all. Because I don't think you want to smoke with Kendrick, bro.
Bro, on God's name, this literally sounds like some treehouse level shit. Like, this literally sounds like some treehouse level shit. I'm not here for this. This is strange. Bro, I'm not with it. I smell something for real.
I don't think you want that. And now I'm seeing how Drake is trying to play the role. And the Game, I thought he threw the white flag. I thought he was talking to Top Dog. Well, I guess he decided to flip-flop all over again. I was trying to tell people it's only a matter of time before the Game decides to flip-flop. All that white flag and all that other stuff, they're just telling people what they want to hear. They're not really saying how they feel. That's how the Game has been this whole entire time. He doesn't want to tell people how he really feels. He just wants to tell people that there's no problem so he could avoid the tension that he has against Kendrick Lamar. Let's just start off right there, right? Let's just start off right there. The Game is a phony, two-faced. He's fake. The most fakest friend that you'll...
On some real shit, you want to know what my question is? If you assume that you deserve all the rewards that you think you deserve, right? You think you deserve the crown. You think you deserve this, that, and the third. You think you deserve a lot of things, for a lack of a better term, right? So, my question is, why don't you build yourself up so that your legacy will stand tall instead of doing all this, like, social media tactics to make people just, like, give you some quick attention? This is not longevity. I want to make that clear, right? None of what the Game is doing is longevity. This is short term. This is not going to last. And think about who's going to listen to this, right? And on some real shit, is Drake going to promo this? That's another thing. Does he care enough about the Game like that? Or does he just want to start some turmoil in LA? Utilizing... Okay, real quick. Does anybody ever realize the tactics Drake is using? Has anybody ever had that conversation and really analyze how similar a lot of his tactics is to everyday television in terms of reality TV, in terms of drama? Has anybody ever realized that? Like, he's trying to turn the music industry, the music game, into some sort of like drama show. Notice his actions, how he constantly sticks to this role of being an individual that just wants to disrupt things. Like, he's going around disrupting everything. Has anybody ever talked about that, ever paid attention to that and noticed that? Like, it's like almost like he's trying to give like hiphopmedia a script. And then you have your main characters that you positioned, which is Academics, Trap Lil Ross, What's the Dirt, and Poetic Flacco, with a couple features of Adam 22, Vlad TV, and the list would go on. Has anybody ever paid attention to that? Notice how Academics is finally having his hottest season. Like, this is his best season right now. He's been in the game for a minute as a side character, but in Big 2026, he's a main character. Anybody ever realize that yet? Like, I'm just asking. You know? He's trying to divide LA. Absolutely. What's good, Lou? How you feeling?
Probably ever meet the most fakest person on Aftermath. That's what it looks like to me. But he continues to slight. And again, he is saying all these lyrics before the hook comes in. He says, take off like I'm amigo. My diamonds offset like amigo. Me, Drake, and a Drake. We the three amigos. So now he's saying that him and...
That is a horrible bar. I don't care what nobody says. That is trash. And in fact, anybody that goes out there and says that this is hot, bro, I don't know what kind of tea you sipping. Put it down. Because it's not tea. Like, it's BS. You drinking bullshit straight. No sugar, no cream. Raw.
Drake or buddy. Didn't really like the Migos line. To me, that sounds pretty corny. And all these lyrics ain't gonna be enough. You really had to come a lot harder than this, bro, because this ain't it. Me, Drake, and Drake, we the three amigos? Is that so? And then he goes on to talk about enemigos, enemies, frenemies, all this other shit, right? So I'm assuming he's referring to Kendrick Lamar. I'm assuming he is. We'll keep it alleged. But I can't help but to think that that's where he's going with this whole entire song, especially when Academics is the one sharing it on his live.
Don't kill me, Lou said basura. Straight basura.
Live stream. He said, I'm about to slide. They said, pick a side. Then I'm picking Hama. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can finish the rest. And this is exactly the problem with the game. You say one thing to one person, you're saying that you're waving the white flag to Top Dog, that it's a misunderstanding, and then you just go behind their back and then do a song with Drake, dissing everybody else who has a problem with being friends with Drake. That is the craziest shit that I've ever seen, bro.
This is not even, like, these tactics are not even good. Like, what does this do for him positively? Like, think about that real quick, right? Just pay attention to his tactics, the timeline story, however you want to put it, and then just like the overall actions that this man loves to take. Like, bro, I gotta sit here and be honest with you. Bro, you are embarrassing yourself as a legacy artist. This doesn't help you in any kind of way. You so desperate for attention. You begging Kendrick for a battle or a fair one or whatever. Bro, do you not realize what you're doing to yourself? You're doing more damage to yourself moving like this than anything else you've ever done in your whole career. And I need a lot more people to sit there and honestly say that. Like, bro, you're out here moving crazy. Like, do you not understand what you're doing? Like, I actually have to ask you that question. Like, do you not see the destruction and waste that you're laying upon yourself? Bro, it's actually quite embarrassing. Like, anytime I look at you acting a fool, it's like an ick. And I don't get icks like that. Like, honestly speaking, like, it's actually strange. That's why I'm not a fan of this man, bro. And it's unfortunate because, like, hate it or love it, like, growing up, that song was one of them ones. Hate it or love it was incredible growing up. I loved that song. But now I gotta look at the song and look at the individual attached to it. I'm like, I'm able to separate the song from the artist, but if you keep moving like this, like, if I listen to that song and I feel some sort of cringe, that's your fault. You ruined that for me.
And we could finally establish that the game is no longer cool with TDE. He's no longer cool with Kendrick Lamar. He said that he picked a side. He is picking his side right now, letting people know right now who he's riding with. And that's none other than the guy that he decided to sneak in. That's what he says in the beginning of the song. But it's really the chorus that you hear Drake come out. He says no breaks repeatedly. And that's when you hear Drake come into the chorus. And I don't know if Drake has a...
Yo, KG, ain't that the truth? It's whack, especially when Takeoff is gone. That's such a fact, though. That is such a fact. It's so sad. Like, bro, it's like you're trying to move like you don't care, but what you're not understanding is that the time period that we're in, especially with music right now, you have to care. You have to put in that level of care in your music, and you're literally rapping like you don't give a damn. It's not the time for that. You're way outside of your time right now. We're in 2026 trying to move on to better music. Because right now we're like struggling to find good tracks. And you're not helping the pot by poisoning it. God damn.
Verse, I'm not sure if the whole entire song has a Drake verse on there. Again, Academics is only sharing a piece of the song. Again, it was just a preview. It's not the whole entire thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if Drake ended up having a verse in the long run. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up with one and they're just cutting it off before it comes in. But Academics was able to play just enough for people to understand that Drake was on the record too. And I think it's funny that the game brings up the 100 situation. I think it's funny that he brings up the music video because after Stat Quo had came out and said that's the reason why he ain't rock with you no more, you came out on this record and just admitted to it. I snuck Drake in. You have this double entendre. I know you could be talking about a Drake, but when you say that you snuck Drake in, I'm thinking about the 100 music video when you brought him to Compton to record that.
That's the first thing that comes to my head, if I'm going to be honest.
Shit in your hood. This is something that you probably saw coming, though. Everybody that was keeping up with the channel, everybody that was watching Monique when she was reporting on this with the security guard, we knew that the game and Drake were probably plotting on something. And for the longest time, Drake has been trying to use the West Coast to target Kendrick Lamar. He tried to do it when he did the song Too Hard for the Radio. He tried to do it when he tried to reach out to Lefty Gunplay. And now he's doing it again, but this time with the game. But the game has so much spite, has so much jealousy and envy that he doesn't really care if they're both from Compton. He doesn't care if they're both Aftermath colleagues. He just wants to go at Kendrick because he got the torch passed to him when he did it. The game is being used by Drake, in my opinion, but at this point, the game really don't care.
No, without a doubt. It's without a doubt, to be honest. The same tactics that Academics uses is the same tactics that Drake uses. They're only using individuals to better themselves, right? The recent video that Vil put up earlier today, honestly, he's going on a roll right now because I think he's up like 3 videos for today. It's been a while since it's been like that, to be honest, but hey, I'm glad that it's like that, right? But the first video that he dropped today talking about how Academics never really cared about Lil Durk. Bro, all of Chicago was a stepping stone. That's crazy. It was a stepping stone for Academics' career. And look how that skyrocketed him to the point to where he's at today. Nah, that's insane to me. They so giddy like 2 schoolgirls is wild. That they've been putting out trash ass music and incredibly wondering why Dot keeps winning. Yeah, but here's the thing now. When it comes to Kendrick, bro, the biggest play that he's done in the past 2 years is keep his mouth shut. And from when he kept his mouth shut, look at the desperation from everybody. Look at the desperation from Drake. Look at the desperation from Game. Look at the desperation from What's the Dirt, Academics, Poetic Flacco. Look at the desperation on all of them. It just shows who they need more. Everybody's sitting around trying to say we need Drake. Drake came, dropped 3 albums. All of them are gone. Like, I don't hear it. I don't hear that music. I will hear at least 2 songs off of Iceman. That's it. I don't hear anything from the other projects. And if I did at the time when it first came out, nobody was rocking it with it like that. The city was divided off of the music because it wasn't relating to nobody. How you gonna diss people and expect people to relate to that? We're not supposed to relate to your disses. We're not living your life. You're supposed to provide music for us. And you out here letting your op do it for you. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy to me, right? So now it's at a point where every single one of y'all is looking like clowns. And through your actions, you're admitting that you guys, you individuals need Kendrick. That's what you guys are admitting. The music speaks for itself. People still bumping music off of GNX or any of his other songs off of his catalog. All over social media, y'all still crying, especially on Twitter. Y'all still crying about Kendrick and what he did 2 years ago. Y'all PTSD is different because I've never seen it at a level like this. You supposed to been grown up and moved on from that battle. You can't even take it upon yourself to try and make yourself feel better. You'd rather feel that pain and guilt mixed with some hate than to make yourself happy again. That's wild to me.
Because if he thinks that people don't like him from that side, then what's the point of trying to piece it up? I've been saying this, though. The game has been being two-faced with everybody on the West Coast, at least the people that he's been talking to. When we talk about Top Dog, when we talk about him speaking on Kendrick Lamar, there's always the secret jealousy, secret animosity. And now he's just letting the world know, I've already picked the side. I've already picked the side. It can't be more clear than this already. The game was paranoid. Obviously, he was paranoid. He thought Kendrick Lamar was throwing shade at him. And now we could verify that it could be possible that Kendrick was talking about 616 in LA because of Drake being there shooting the 100 music video. We'll keep it alleged on that part. But the game had always felt some type of way. Now he's probably going to drop this song when he releases the documentary 3. This time around, Kendrick won't be featured on the album like last time. And also, what does this mean for YG and the game? Recently, Drake had allegations pointed at him saying that he was responsible for YG allegations, YG propaganda that was getting him arrested for the Draco case. Now, all of a sudden, the game is pledging allegiance to Drake when he was recently doing a versus with YG. YG has been cool with Kendrick Lamar. YG has also dissed Drake. And there's been these allegations spinning around. So how does this work? How does this happen? Is the game going against the whole entire team? Is he going against the B team? Y'all tell me, bro, because this is getting crazy. Where does the game fall? Where does YG fall in all of this, especially with all this speculation that's been circulating around this past month? How does this fit? How does this work? Is the game just choosing Drake over everybody? Is the three amigos really just Drake in the game? Y'all tell me, bro. I feel bad that YG had to do a versus with the game, knowing that the game would do something like this. Go inside with a guy that is allegedly putting speculations on you about the Draco case. This is insane beyond belief. I'm wondering if YG...
The game is literally just a hit dog just trying to holler. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a hit dog trying to holler. It's a dog that hit itself, and now it's trying to holler. That's literally what it is. Bro, what the Villa is bringing up here with this verses and what it was supposed to do for the West Coast, this is important because with this individual to my right, Aubrey, not saying or wishing that it's going to divide anybody, but the possibility is definitely there. And that's concern right there in itself because this individual, the man right here to my right, trying to play the director of the hip-hop drama show, is out here causing more drama, but the fact that it's targeting the West, it just shows some nasty level of hate. I'm not a fan of that, if I'm going to be real. So, if that's the life you want to live, bro, if you want to be a director or all this, please understand, the show is ending, bro. Like, hip-hop is looking weird, and we're going to go into the fall and winter season. Usually around that time, things get a lot slower. We might get some island music. We might get some summertime music just to feed our souls during the wintertime. But a lot of times, the songs do get slower. So, that is concerning.
YG is listening to the song and is questioning the game's loyalty. YG was never arrested. He was never detained until that moment he had to meet the game at that versus. Could it be that the game and Drake are conspiring against the enemies of Drake? I don't know. We'll keep it alleged, but you tell me how you feel about this also. This is something else that is interesting during all of this. But I don't think that this song is going to be enough. I don't think that it's going to be enough to have Kendrick Lamar respond. To be honest, the song hasn't even...
Damn, bro, what's going on with your video, gang? I know it's not me.
It came out in its entirety. I don't think it's going to work out for Drake. I don't think it's going to work out for the game. I don't think this song is strong enough to go against Kendrick. Don't even think that he's going to respond to this at all. And we're not sure if Drake ends up coming out with his own verse. I'm pretty sure at this point he will. If he was talking about his pen wasn't dry, he probably is going to add a verse on there. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to be honest, man. From what I've heard right now, song is not going to do it. If you think that this song is going to get you a hit or you think this song is going to get Kendrick out of his body.
Like what Queen B said in the chat. With the three albums Drake dropped, all it takes is Kendrick to drop one single. That's all it's gonna take. And thinking about it today, because originally, I'm gonna be honest, and I am wrong about this, most likely, just based on what's going on in music right now, what I'm gonna say I am wrong about, but originally I thought the next project that Kendrick is gonna drop, I thought he would drop a single and then the album will come out. If I'm going to be real, the smartest thing for Kendrick to do is drop the whole album just like GNX. Why? Because individuals that hate this man's guts to death for literally no reason, they're going to try and step on the rollout. But how can you step on the rollout if you can't even predict the rollout when it drops? Imagine one random day, a random Friday, a random Tuesday. Those are the two best days to drop music, by the way, Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday used to be the old release time for albums and singles and all that, so a little FYI. But just imagine a random Tuesday or Friday and Kendrick drops another album. You can't step on that because it's already out. You got to start spinning narratives and all that random ish that they like to do, even though it's not true. You see what I'm saying? But that's the best tactic for Kendrick. I originally thought dropping a single, then a project, it would really amplify like sales and all that for him. The reality is, him just dropping a project is his best option. And the funny thing is, a lot of people might say he's probably backed in a corner because of that, because of these guys. It's the opposite. It's the other way around, if I'm going to be real. Bro, they're in a corner running around like rabid dogs. And Kendrick is just holding up his next project. And it's like, you want it? Here, boy. Come on, here, boy. Here, boy. Come get it. Come fetch. Like, that's literally what it looks like. Yo, we got Mookie in the chat. What's poppin', gang? What's poppin'? We got big Mookie moves in the chat, bro. Come on, bro. Mr. House of Laughter. What? That's the guy right there, man. I appreciate you for pulling up, huh? Hey, real quick, yo, Mookie, if you're still in the chat, bro, yo, check out Flex Mob TV, all one word. I'm just gonna let that fly. You know what I'm saying? Check out Flex Mob TV, all one word. I'm dropping shorts now. I got little videos, but I'm dropping shorts now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm on that wave, baby. Like, hey. For anybody that enjoys entertainment or just overall quality of life good-ish, make sure y'all subscribe to Mookie Moods, bro. On God. He's actually a very wonderful individual to watch when he's live. Regardless if he's reacting to shorts, playing games, or he has like special guests. He's doing anything and everything to just get lit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the guy. That's Toronto too. You know, that man is from Toronto as well. So I'm just putting y'all on game. You know, Toronto out here doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here in the hip-hop space. He's in the entertainment space. We out here trying to be great. That's it. You know? We got Schizo in the chat. What's up? Holy. So, that's the main thing I got to say about it. It's more... I'm way more disappointed in the game, and I'm kind of laughing at Drake because of how well he's seizing this opportunity. It's also very disappointing because it's going to cause a lot of drama in the West, which I'm not a fan of personally. But the fact that Drake can so easily use the game like that, at that point, you got to study the game because, like, how is it you're so easy to just manipulate? Like, throughout your life, like, you haven't made proper executive moves in terms of building something for the West. You've just been riding a wave based on what I've been seeing, if I'm going to keep it tall with you. You have legacy. I'm not denying that. But your movements, the way you're moving, the way you're acting, that's not how you solidify your legacy. That's how you tarnish it. That's how you damage it. Imagine you got a marble statue of yourself. And the more that you do things like this is the more that statue starts to crack and starts to crumble. And the only person to blame is you because you're doing damage to yourself by moving like this. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy to just sit back and be like, wow. Knowing where you started and where you come from today, and this is what you want to do? Hey, bro, if that's your prerogative, don't let me stop you, man. But please understand, you're doing a lot of destruction to yourself. As well as to your surroundings, too. So, it's crazy. He's kind of clout chasing for real. I'm not even going to lie. On God, he is. It's actually crazy to me. You know? The PG Lang artist. It's definitely possible. My final thoughts with this, though, is just like... You really got to pay attention to the times that we're in today. Because the times that we're in today with music specifically, your artistry is what's going to matter most. Your character is second. The reason why the artistry is first is because that's what's going to pull people in. But your character is going to solidify your fan base. And depending on how you move is going to determine if people are going to stay with you or if they're going to go away from you. They might like the music, but they're not going to stick around for anything substantial. Right? The idea is to create fan bases. That's the kind of time we're in. We're going back to what we knew, but with technology and devices and different strategies that we have today. So it's almost like we're taking a vintage route to healing and fixing the music industry, the music pool, catalogs. That's the route that is going right now. But it's like you really got to take care not only of yourself, but your catalog as well. What the game is doing, this is not healthy. This is not good. For real. Damn, my phone dying already? Anyway, shout out to the Ville for that video. That's definitely going to be the first video for today. I think I only got like 3 videos or something like that. I think 3 videos for today. Because we do have a versus, by the way. If anybody doesn't know, there's a versus today with Donnell Jones and Joe. And me, knowing that I came from a household that was, of course, reggae, soca, dancehall first. But in terms of genre outside of Caribbean music, R&B was first. After R&B, it was hip-hop. So knowing that R&B was my first genre outside of Caribbean music, I gotta show up. I must show up. It's mandatory. Donnell Jones and Joe, Mr. I Want to Know, and Mr. You Know What's Up. Where I Want to Be. I don't know who's going to win the verses. That's going to be very interesting. I want to say Joe because of Joe's catalog and his pen. But Donnell Jones is literally right there. And I got to look at him like, you know, I can lead this way too. I could be Team Donnell Jones or I can be Team Joe. That's crazy to me. The Grammys definitely have it right with K-Dot. So we're going to go into that one next. We're going to talk about that one next. I think there was another video that dropped that I got to get to. Today, fortunately, for today, there's a lot of good ish right now. There's a lot of good stories to talk about. It's still in drama in a sense, but it's actually pushing conversations forward. I think with the news that we're getting today, we're pushing conversations forward. That's the main idea of why I'm here. I'm not just here to be mingling and giving my own thoughts to the drama of today, but we also got to push the conversation forward so that we can kind of nurture this thing that we call hip hop on YouTube, right? If we truly care about it, we got to make sure that we push it forward. I'm not going to run in the circle of constantly running after drama because it's not going to end well. And then psychologically, mentally, it's going to do damage to yourself because you're going to start getting fed up. At one point, I definitely got fed up because I get tired of following drama all the time, right? But we got to make sure if we're gonna step into this realm of drama, we also got to push the conversation forward. You have to, because all this drama is damn near senseless. If I'm gonna be honest, right? So there we go, Mookie Moods. That's the guy right there. You know. Yes, Joe. I am leaning towards Team Joe, I'm going to be honest. Drake's project came and went, and he needs some attention, so he's doing the game desperate move. I think when it comes to Drake and the game, I think they're both using each other because it's like a win-win situation for them. BTS returning to Toronto for the first time in over a decade. Oh, damn. I didn't know that. Well, that's definitely important. Oh, look, Flex Mob TV. I think I'm dropping too many videos at once over there. I do have to change that. So I think my strategy is that if I want to do a video, I got to do one a day. Because I think I dropped like 2 or 3 today. But for shorts, I want to make sure that when I do shorts, I got to do at least 2 a day. because I think that would be good to stay on the algorithm. But FlexMob TV, definitely more shorts. Right? So that's our next video right there. I'm just going through my subscriptions list to see if there's anything that I have missed or anything that I do want to talk about that's outside of those two topics. So let me just go through this real quick. Oh, he reacted to that album. Okay, that's fire. Oh, Read My Soul was live today. Shout out Read My Soul. Hey, oh, see? Another video. I think I dropped too many videos today. I wish Rel for Rockefeller dropped more joints. Music is in such an interesting state right now, but the one thing I gotta say is I'm very impressed with the OGs because they're starting to drop a lot of music. Now, a strategy that I think they should take is that instead of following the that's the video. This is literally the video, but
What's poppin', gang?
So not this video. Let me see if there's the original. Here we go.
I'm going to transform my voice.
Girl, ain't nobody trying to watch your ad. Especially for Suno. Crazy. All right, so this is my other video. All right. Actually, I think there might be something in Discord. Let me double check the Discord to see if there's any other videos that I gotta get to. I do want to keep it quick though because I do want to relax before the verses. So just a little FYI. Did they send me some music to listen to? I know with how YouTube is, I shouldn't be listening to music live or just getting to music like that. But I'm just trying to see. Just trying to see. Okay, no, that's it. That is it. We got Judy in the chat. What's good, Judy? How you feeling? Okay. So, let's go ahead and lock in. We're going to go into our second video for today. Oh, that's an issue. Or should I just download the whole thing? Hold on. All right, cool. So now we're going to go into our second video for today. This one's going to be an interesting conversation because Stat Quo from the Third Verse podcast claims the Grammys have been over-rewarding Kendrick since losing to Macklemore. And funny enough, Macklemore's song, Can't Hold Us, is the number one most streamed hip-hop song with 3.4 billion streams. The thoughts that I'm having, we're going to play the video. We're going to get into it. So, listen, y'all know I like to talk a lot, right? Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to everybody that's with me today in my live. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and stopping by. Real talk. Let's not waste no more time because y'all know I like to talk. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Let's get started with this right here, bro. Let's go.
Kendrick Lamar has been brought up for the Grammys that he's won. In a recent podcast with the Third Verse, they actually sat down, Justin and Stat Quo, shout out to them. Make sure y'all go check them out. They had this topic, or this conversation was brought up about Kendrick.
Shout out Justin Hunt and Stat Quo. Y'all definitely pushing conversations forward with your knowledge and information that you have. This is an interesting conversation. I do have some things I do want to talk about with this one, but I just want to give my shout out. So let's keep going.
Kendrick Lamar winning his Grammys and how the Grammys itself has been making up for it because of him getting snubbed when it came to Good Kid, Mad City, when they gave it to Macklemore over him for The Heist. Which is an interesting conversation to bring up also, because as of recently, Macklemore had made headlines for a song that was on the heist. It was reported that Macklemore has the most streamed hip hop song on Spotify that surprised fans. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis' Can't Hold Us becomes the most streamed hip hop song of all time, and nobody saw it coming. Can't Hold Us being on the heist, that same album that snubbed Kendrick Lamar, and then this conversation getting brought up is pretty interesting. And this is when Stat Quo talks about it and says that the Grammys have been trying to make up for this mistake for years, and Justin weighing into it too, implying that ever since this mistake, they've been reaching out to individuals such as Justin to help them with these decisions. Give us more of an inside look about this scenario, but it's also what Stat Quo weighs in on. He knows that the Grammys are trying to make up for their mistake, and he says that he would like to see other people win awards besides Kendrick Lamar.
If they can beat Kendrick, though. That's the thing about it, right? Are there people out there that deserve to win Grammys? Absolutely. If they can beat Kendrick. Kendrick figured out the formula. Now he's utilizing that said formula with PG Lang. They're winners over there, but they're not winning because they're gifted. They're winning because they are blessed. Let's make it clear. So I understand what Stat Quo is trying to say by over-awarding, but I also want to make it clear. His music is undeniable, and it's shown through social media, concerts, and just overall content on our devices, right? When you go on YouTube, when Kendrick drops, what happens? There's a flood of reaction channels reacting to his music. Let's not forget when Euphoria dropped. No, before Euphoria, what about when Like That dropped and everyone found out Kendrick was on it? YouTube erupted, Twitter erupted, social media in general erupted. Then Euphoria. What happened? Kendrick dropped his first diss track, because you got to remember, Like That is a verse. There's a couple bars, right? What happened when Kendrick dropped Euphoria? The internet exploded straight, right? So with that kind of star power, that kind of talent, skill, however you want to label it, but with something like that, are you sure you want to go up against him? Because that's not going to be an easy win. Look what happened to Jid. Listen, Jid dropped a good album. It wasn't enough. Beat by GNX. Anybody that dropped the project around that year when GNX came out, I hate to break it to y'all, bruh. Y'all lost that one. You couldn't beat GNX. So y'all deserve Grammys if you can beat Kendrick.
Even though he roots for Kendrick Lamar, Stat Quo would like to see other people win a Grammy.
Kendrick just opened his mouth. We should just give him a Grammy right now. The Grammy spent years trying to make up for that mistake. They knew that was wrong. So that was completely like. I mean, I think that's one of the times where I guess the culture was like, hey Grammys, we about to get you the fuck up out.
Miss Lachelle, I completely understand what you're saying, because the hate is baseless and senseless. But they're using the hate kind of like, not even kind of, it is propaganda, but they're using that hate as interference. But the flaw to their system is that Kendrick is not active on social media like that. So your hate has no base, which is insane.
Out of here, like, we about to get you the fuck. We couldn't believe it.
Kendrick got robbed. Y'all tell me if Kendrick got robbed. Are you listening to Good Kid, Mad City, or are you listening to The Heist? It's without a doubt that Good Kid, Mad City should have won that award. Everybody knows that. But y'all tell me.
To keep it tall with you, when it comes to Good Kid, Mad City, it should have won that Grammy. But knowing how the Grammys was moving at the time, I'm not surprised that Macklemore won. I'm going to keep it tall with you. Come on. We already know. When you go to Good Kid, Mad City, what songs we going to go to? And there's plenty of songs on Good Kid, Mad City that we can go to, mind you. Okay? It's not just Mad City. It's not just swimming pools. Backseat freestyle. Literally just name them in the chat. And you already know that's another one. That's another one. That's another one. There's a lot of singles, a lot of tracks on that project alone where it's like, Can't Hold Us. Can't Hold Us can't even touch Mad City. But we already know why Can't Hold Us won, so it's not even a surprise. What's good, Sassy K? How you feeling?
And then all the stuff that went on behind the scenes that y'all don't be seeing with like what you have to go about to get a Grammy. You know, Topping Out and the label did everything they were supposed to do in that situation. Like they didn't drop the ball at all. That was just some bullshit. and they knew it was, and that's why Kendrick has won a Grammy every year, even if he fucking
Not even dropping nothing.
No, I think that's the problem with what Stackpose said. I do agree that the Grammys made a mistake choosing Macklemore over Kendrick Lamar. Even Macklemore had came out and said that he didn't agree with what they said, despite it looking crazy. But Kendrick just didn't win an award because they felt like they made a mistake. It's also because of the effort that he put in. Also, I could see why people were taking this the wrong way. I know the Grammys making a mistake probably made them feel ugly, but even when Kendrick was winning these awards, at the end of the day, it's also because of the talent that he puts in, the effort that he puts in, the skill that it takes to get to where he was at, to get those awards.
He gets a Grammy for eating breakfast because they fucked up. So they're trying to, but you can't fix them. You can't fix it because history is history. You know what I'm saying? And when we look back at that year that came out, look how long it took Nas to get a Grammy, dog.
I can definitely confirm that the Grammys knew they messed up, because after that, there was a concerted effort by the hip hop, the R&B and rap and R&B committees for outreach to new voices to extend opportunities to new people to become a part of the academy and to join these conversations, which is how I got there. And but so when it came around with the pitch, it was like, yeah, we just need to get people that are experts in here. We need to get more active and really find voices that are connected to what's actually happening in the culture.
And that is some crazy insight coming from Justin to confirm that they knew they made a mistake. They needed more insight from other people. So they went and reached out to Justin Hunt and asked for his advice, asked for his help, and probably other people of the culture. That is huge.
Real quick, before I even get to that point, I want to talk about, and we've talked about this before, not just me, plenty of other content creators have talked about this as well. If we want to name some people, We Are Deciphered talked about this. Charles Brown, shout out to both We Are Deciphered and Charles Brown. Crew, Big Zoe, I think Koala talked about it too. Jay Nolan, Curtis King. If I'm missing any other names out there, it's just off the top of my head. I don't have them memorized, unfortunately. I do apologize if I missed the name, but my point that I'm making is that the categories are still not right. The categories are not right. The subgenres to hip-hop is still not right. That's why Kendrick lost. The categories are mixing different people that should be in separate categories. Macklemore, he probably deserves that win, especially if he was in another category. He shouldn't be in that category. I'm going to be honest with you. When I hear Macklemore, I hear a pop artist. You got to understand, pop music is popular music. It doesn't have a base. It's not R&B. It's not rap. Pop music can be R&B and rap, if not both at the same time, right? So already right off the bat, you got a pop artist in a category with a bunch of rap artists. But because they want to fill up spots, that's what they put, right? Not a fan of that. To this day, they refuse to fix the subgenre categories. I don't understand why. Do you not realize by having winners that are attached to proper categories, you guys will be making more money, more revenue in your future? Do people not realize that? It's actually crazy. It's actually insane. They're using the hate propaganda for attention. There is so many other artists that have dropped projects and they're not talking about them. That's why these projects don't get motion. There's levels to what you're saying, Mr. Shell, but real quick, you also got to understand, especially for the, hold on, let me make sure I get this right. Using the hate propaganda for attention. So the idea is what they're doing is that, and it's another lazy tactic, they're only using popular names that can get people active. When you mention a Kendrick, when you mention a Drake, those two names alone automatically incite arguments, right? And when you go over to Twitter, it's nothing but arguments, regardless if it's in tweets, subtweets, retweets, however you want to put it, or in Twitter spaces. They're only utilizing names that's going to bring views as well as clicks or engagement overall, I should say, right? So when you use popular names or heavy names, it's just engagement inducing content, especially on Twitter. That's all it is. That's literally all it is, right? So it's not really a surprise that they're using Kendrick's name like that, but because of how much people hate him or love him, It's overall engagement. So even when you go to podcasts, when you go to all the different podcasts and they're having their little arguments or conversations, where do they upload them? Straight to Twitter. Of course, they put on YouTube as well, but it's Twitter first. Because that engagement is going to drive traffic to whatever YouTube channel is coming from. Well, in that sense, YouTube first, then Twitter. But either way, however that you want to rearrange it, that's the trick and that's the play. Because through that, that's how they make the revenue. Right? What's good, Diva? I see you. I'll be so glad when Kendrick drops and clears out the room. They banned you on Twitter? Damn, bruh. I don't see. That's why I'm very careful with Twitter, because like Twitter's tricky. Because especially if you're trying to build yourself up as a good content creator, you got to be mindful of what you put out. If you're a regular individual, you can just do whatever you want to do. But just understand, like, they gonna get you. Right? It's unfortunate. Views, likes, etc. over integrity. Yeah, that's the game right now. That's the unfortunate part, Miss Lachelle. Honestly, they'd rather focus on engagement rather than to build up integrity or to build up their brand. You see what I'm saying? Which is unfortunate, because through that engagement, money's tied to it. So at the end of the day, everyone's just chasing money. You know? So it's kind of interesting that the idea is to move outside that, or to kind of maneuver that without getting yourself in trouble, in a sense. Right? But going back to subgenres, the day that they fix those subgenres is the day that the music industry as a whole, artists, to be honest, artists first before the music industry, the day that they fix the subgenres as a whole is the day artists are going to start winning. And if those artists are attached to labels, if the artist wins, the label wins. Because you got to remember, these award shows, they're not for the artists. These award shows are not for the artists. It's for labels. We know this. Everyone should know this. Think about it. Who's submitting? You think it's the artist submitting? It's the record labels submitting. Because when that win comes back, it's attached to the artist's name, but it's pretty much here with the label, right? And of course, when that happens, price goes up. So, is what it is. But the day that they fix the subgenres is the day that the music industry will actually thrive for real, where everybody can start winning. As long as you got good music, that's the key. Now, to this point right here, when we talk about Justin Hunt being contacted from the Grammys, real quick, that's how you know the Grammys don't know what they're doing. To this day, the Grammys still don't know what they're doing. Because when it comes to... It's so interesting when it comes to BTS. And I don't really know too much about BTS. But when it comes to their fans do not effing play. Okay, that is another driving force that is very haunting. BTS's fans are very scary. Because they do not play about them boys. Alright? But the fact that when BTS... boycotted the Grammys, because the Grammys was pretty much laughing in their face by creating new categories to help them win, even though all the K-pop groups can't even submit because their music is in the English language. Like, my guy, you created this category for different speaking languages around the world to submit for a Grammy. And then you got BTS that sing in English. It's interesting. It's honestly interesting. But, yeah, the Grammys still, to this day, don't know what they're doing. That just goes to show you whoever's running this thing is just literally running it off of vibes. You're not really here for real, yo, I want to make sure I give out the right awards to the right. Nah, bro, you just living on a high. Because you got the best job in the world. You be running the Grammys. You got to make sure you got a venue. And then after that, you're going to give off other jobs to other people to make sure everything's running correctly. Oh, do we have enough trophies? You need one more? All right, better make a phone call. That's it. That's all you do. But the Grammys need to get it right for sure. Not saying that Kendrick don't deserve it, because his music is definitely undeniable, and you do see it out there in this world too. But just to say, like, can you beat Kendrick? With the next project he's gonna come out with, can you beat Kendrick? Not a lot of people dropped this year. Well, let me take that back. Not a lot of people have submitted for this year. Whoever's dropping albums, regardless if we know them or not, if they're in the hip-hop community or not, there's not that much people submitting, right? So even through that, you got to consider that too. You got to submit if you want to be in the running or be a nominee for this thing called a Grammy. So a lot more people should be encouraged to submit, but at the same time, when you submit, that's a cost. You got to consider that.
Grammys knew they messed up
because of this, because of what happened with the heist. And, one point that I always agree with Drake on this. Drake was someone who was pretty cynical after Macklemore showed the text message, I guess he sent to Kendrick. Hold on, I got to pull this up.
Hey, yo, if somebody say, we're not downplaying his art. I'm not downplaying Kendrick.
Never not. No, he's amazing.
Of course I want him to win every Grammy. Y'all know, I think it should be known now where my alliance is stand. I
don't think that Stack Quo was trying to speak negative of Kendrick Lamar. But when you say that Kendrick won these awards because the people presenting them felt bad, it sounds like you're undermining his work. But if Justin is saying that they reached out to us because they knew they made a mistake, and if they're observing a lot more...
I don't think Justin or Stack Quo realizes how easy anybody outside of the Kendrick camp is going to flip what they said. Oh, the Grammys is over rewarding Kendrick. Maybe that's why he keeps winning over all these other people. I already know how they're going to spin it. Regardless if you're a content creator within the space or not, you already know how they're going to spin it. It's kind of obvious. If not kind of, it is obvious how they're going to spin it. So be prepared for a coming storm. Because there's going to be a lot of people going to be running with the idea like, oh, the Grammys really was over rewarding Kendrick. That means he doesn't deserve a lot of his Grammy. Yeah, they're going to start doing that. So I'm not surprised if that happens.
Talent carefully, then it goes to show that they're thinking twice when they're trying to make a decision for the Grammy. I don't think they're just giving it to Kendrick Lamar just to give it to him. I think they're doing it.
Hey, Schizo, I appreciate you for pulling up, gang. Thank you, man.
Because they actually think that the music is good.
But anyway, of course I want him to win. That still don't take away from the fact that these motherfuckers been trying to make up for it the last goddamn so many years. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
So reportedly, this is the text that Macklemore sent to Kendrick after Macklemore ended up taking home Best Rap Album, right? And I think Macklemore shared that.
No, I'm not saying that Stack Quo doesn't know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. I just know what people outside of the camp are going to do. I know what they're going to do. I'm not saying that in the sense of, oh, Stack Quo doesn't know what he's doing. No. I know what they're doing, and I know the conversation they're trying to bring to the world. But I also know what people are going to do when they start clipping, right? With all positives that we get in the world, there's just as much negatives.
This, right? So it says, you got robbed. I wanted you to win. You should have. It's weird and sucks that I robbed you. I was going to say that during the speech. Then the music started playing during my speech, and I froze. Anyway, you know what it is. Congrats on this year and your music. Appreciate you as an artist and as a friend. Much love, right? So that's what Macklemore had to say. And I agree with Drake on this. Macklemore's like, you sent out apologies? You sent out a joint apology to Kendrick? Nah, we all need apologies. We all need apologies now. I need one. Kanye needs one. Like, there's a lot of albums that Macklemore's wasn't considered to be as impactful. Now, where it was amazing was...
In other words, there could have been other albums that could have been nominated that year. And the fact that Macklemore was just there to begin with shouldn't even have been a thing. And I still think that it's crazy that he has the most streamed song on Spotify. I don't even know how that happens. But the Grammys is not about streams. It was about the music. And Kendrick makes the better music. Kendrick makes the better album. You could have an artist make hit after hit after hit, but can they make a great album that you could listen to front to back to front? Now, this is when the conversation takes an interesting turn, because then this is where Stack Quo says that he would like to see other artists win a Grammy besides Kendrick Lamar. And the example that he brings up is Travis Scott's Astroworld that was nominated for a Grammy in 2019. But there's a problem with this statement right here.
I remember that category because Nipsey Hussle was in that one too. And as much as I would agree with Stat, I think Nipsey should deserve that one, bro. I think Nipsey really deserved that one too. But at the same time, it's Travis Scott. Travis Scott does fall in between the lines of a pop act that raps. So his music is hip hop, but at the same time, it's heavier on hip hop, but it's still elements of pop music within Travis Scott's music. So that's another thing to kind of take note of as well. You got to take note of the artists that also are seen as pop artists. So if you have these rappers or these individuals that can rap, is this their bread and butter, or do they have a multitude of genres that they go through to the point where it's like, okay, you can do this, but you can do all these other things too. At that point, you're a pop act. So when you look at Travis Scott, when you look at Macklemore, if you look at, of course, Drake, a lot of people are not going to like that. They're not going to admit that, especially here in Toronto. But critically speaking, if you're making music for a multitude of genres, at that point, that's popular music. You might be able to rap here, but it's overall popular music. On top of that, go through Drake's catalog and look at each song in his most streamed songs. Look at each song. Are they rap songs, or are they popular songs or pop music related songs? That's another thing you got to pay attention to, right? It's amazing how one man from Compton who has worked his behind off to deserve every accolade has received gets so much hate. Give the man his flowers. He's the GOAT. The reality is that they don't like to see people constantly winning all the time, so they start tearing them down for no reason. I get what you're saying. You're looking too deep into my comments. I know, it's my brain. Miss Lachelle, it's my brain. My brain constantly just like in motion. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of tough. Like when I'm doing this hip-hop-ish, my brain is like continuously thinking, because even though I have this answer in front of me right here, doesn't mean it's the only answer. In my brain, what it does is like it's searching and finding what else is something that I can add to this conversation. That's what my brain does every time I record. It's crazy. It's like I can't help it sometimes.
Here,
But I'm not gonna act like Kendrick the only person that has put out great music. And sometimes the stuff that he's put out, some people have put out something better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Astro World did not win a Grammy. Astro World did not win a Grammy. That is disgusting.
That's crazy.
How did Astro World not win a Grammy? Regardless of how y'all feel, go listen to that album. All them rap awards that nigga could get one. I'm not mad at Dot getting the awards.
and this is the problem with Statco's statement about Astroworld and that nomination. At the 61st Annual Grammy Awards in 2019, Cardi B...
There you go. Nipsey Hussle right there, right? Now, does Cardi B deserves her Grammy win for being the only lady in that category, which is also a very popular artist at the time with music that's in motion, as well as she came from reality TV, this, that, and the third. Does she deserve that win? She does. A lot of people don't like that, but you also got to consider the criteria that comes with being an artist today. You're not just dominating with the music, it's also your presence too. Your presence got to be attached to your music, and your music got to be in motion. You got to have a single that's undeniable right now, right? And if I'm correct, with Invasion of Privacy, when you have a song like Bodak, I think Bodak Yellow was on that, if I'm correct. I ain't gonna lie, Bodak Yellow was kind of better than Sicko Mode. Sicko Mode is hot. Sicko Mode is nice in the club. But Bodak Yellow had men, women alike rapping to that. Right? So, it's kind of interesting to analyze, you know? Of course, Pusha T right there, Mac Miller, R.I.P. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is.
He won Best Rap Album for Invasion of Privacy, making history as the first...
These so-called artists need to do better. Amen. What did he have to say when Kendrick wasn't nominated? Who won those years? There you go. You're asking the right questions.
Solo female artist to win the category. The nominees were Cardi B, Mac Miller, Swimming, R.I.P., Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap, R.I.P., Pusha T, Daytona, Travis Scott, Astroworld. So when he's comparing the situation with Dot and the Grammys giving him awards just because they want him to win, and he would rather see Astroworld win, Travis Scott winning this award instead, the problem is that Kendrick wasn't even nominated for an award at this time. It was Cardi B. So no, Kendrick did not snub Travis Scott from Astroworld. He did not snub him out of a Grammy. And I know Stat Quo is trying to just imply that he would like to see other people win awards. But at the same time, when you're giving the statement, you're kind of discrediting the situation with Kendrick Lamar.
They want Dot to what? Stop making music, make dumb-ish what? The bar never is lowered, only raised. That's how you get to excellence. Absolutely. Absolutely. But, Queen B, it's unfortunate because the times that we're in right now, they adore, and they absolutely adore anti-intellectualism. They prefer to be unintelligent. They prefer to have music that has no bass, no bars, no substance, but it has a good beat. That's what they care about more today. Which is funny because Kendrick can still provide for y'all. Because when he was featured on a song called what was the song called again with Playboy Cardi? Damn, what was the song called again? I know Kendrick's bars. Kids in my body, and that's my kids. I keep in nobody. You know what this is? The vamps and the boogers reach up through the party. The paddock is full of the waiver budget I losing on tour. I would have said YouTube, but you knew what the list was for. Insert evil laugh. I don't remember what the song's called. That's crazy. And I used to play that all the time. Damn. You know what? I gotta add that to a DJ set too. I gotta figure out how I can mix that well, but like when I'm DJing, I gotta throw that song in there too. Good credit, yes, thank you. I gotta figure out how to put good credit in there too, cause that song is crazy. Moving them bodies.
Especially when you bring up an example that he wasn't even a participant in.
And then when somebody makes some shit like Astroworld, let my dog get one. Dog, how long it take Tyler to get one of the motherfuckers? So he would argue it, y'all. So while y'all sitting over here talking about I'm downplaying, he would say that these niggas need to win.
I don't think it's a problem if other people had won the award besides Kendrick Lamar. I also don't think that Kendrick would be bitter if somebody else won the award over him. Just like when the Clips got nominated for a Grammy for their last album, it was in competition with GNX. GNX had won Rap Album of the Year, but nobody was going to get upset if the Clips won it instead. Nobody would have been upset at that. And at the end of the day, they still walked away with a Grammy. I don't think it's an issue if somebody else won besides Kendrick. I don't think that's the problem here. And to be honest, I think the other reason why he gets elected is because he drops great projects, great albums, and they come out like 5 years apart from each other. It's not like he's...
Think about that 1 year when Kendrick Lamar dropped Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. And I gotta say, when it comes to Mr. Morale, that album is such a classic. I just gotta say that first. But just think about when he dropped Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Look at all the nominees within that category. That category was absolutely stacked. A lot of people were saying, I think who was in it? I think DJ Khaled was in that category, if I'm correct. DJ Khaled is another one because he lost to Tyler the Creator too. That says a lot. But that just goes into the conversation of what does your album have that's going to make you stand out from the rest of your opponents. The concept, which is therapy, that came with Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Look at the rest of the nominees. Did they do anything related or even remotely close to having some sort of concept that's going to put them over the top? Was there some sort of story being built at least? Was there some idea to follow with the raps for a lot of the nominees? No. Mr. Morale, a lot of people can say that album for being nominated is a cheat code because who are you to deny therapy? Not saying that the album won because of it, but because how well it's intertwined within each song. Different aspects of Black culture that kind of need therapy. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? A little healing, you know? But are you guys doing that kind of ish? Are you dropping albums or projects that's on that kind of wavelength for level? No.
He's in the Grammys every single
What's good,
year.
David?
He barely even puts out any music. So how is he snubbing anybody? People got 5 years to get a Grammy before he participates again.
Ridiculous.
He wins an award for GNX. When's the next time he's going to win Rap Album of the Year again? Nobody knows. When is he going to drop another album? Who has a clue? There's so many years. There's like a big gap of people that could win an award before he participates again.
I'm not saying my guy shouldn't win Grammys. I'm saying the community at large that's doing good work should also be acknowledged along with him.
And I think they do. The Clips winning an award right next to Kendrick Lamar, I thought that was fair. I thought that was recognition. Seeing Pharrell, the Clips on there winning right beside Kendrick Lamar, Chains and Whips, where Kendrick Lamar is featured on.
So y'all, he would probably be uncomfortable sitting in the room. He got 15 Grammys, knowing Travis Scott did Astroworld. He took all the Grammys, and Travis ain't got one.
See, that's the problem. It wasn't Kendrick Lamar that snubbed Travis Scott. It was Cardi B that won that award. And Invasion of Privacy was crazy. Personally, at this time, I was listening to Mac Miller's Swimming. I thought that should have won the award at this time. Maybe Victory Lap 2.
Me personally, I was definitely having Astroworld and Victory Lap in rotation.
So again, people are clipping this because they're trying to spin a narrative. We know that Stack Quo is cool with TDE. He already had Top Dog on the phone previously. He has a relationship with Kendrick Lamar. But people are on the internet trying to spin this like Stack Quo was trying to make Kendrick look bad, trying to make him look like a certain way, saying that the Grammys only give him awards because they feel bad and not because of the talent. But Kendrick is not snubbing anybody. He puts an album out every 5 years. So people have to be winning the award between that time. And he didn't snub Travis Scott. He didn't snub Astroworld. So that wasn't the best example to give when you were talking about this topic. But even if the Grammys had felt bad, that doesn't take away from the effort that Kendrick put into the next album to make sure that he didn't get snubbed, to make sure that he didn't get robbed. Kendrick wins his awards, but that doesn't mean that other people can't. And it's not like he puts out an album every year, so it's not like he's snubbing people every single time.
Bruh, just think of it a lot like this. Just real quick, just think about it like this. And this is not hard to follow either. If Kendrick Lamar is constantly winning Grammy awards, at some point you got to look at the formula. Because clearly he has the winning formula that has him earning trophies all the time. Let me just, I don't even have to ask this question. When you heard Luther off of GNX, when you heard that song, If This World Were Mine, you knew it was a Grammy Award. Immediately off of the first 3 seconds. That's a Grammy Award winner. That song is winning a Grammy. That is a fact. When you heard TV Off, before any lyrics were dropped, just on the production, the sound that you're hearing, you knew that could win a Grammy. And then all you hear is, all I ever wanted was a black Grand National. Being rational, give them what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid net, but it's not enough. Come on, bruh. That's winning a Grammy. At some point, follow the formula. I'm not saying follow what Kendrick's doing, but do you understand you need production and goddamn substance? Just follow it. That's it. Just follow it, because it's going to get to a point where it's like, you know what? I don't like losing like this all the time. I'm not about to spend all this money on this project and I'm not going to win. Maybe I should get that producer. Maybe I should go talk to that producer. You serious? Maybe I should go get that sample cleared, because I can do something with it. Come on, bruh.
But I did find it interesting that Justin was able to tell us that the Grammys did feel bad. They did make a mistake. They owned up to it and reached out to other
Timing is definitely everything, Queen Bee. Facts. What's good, Tiff? Shout out to the mods.
people to give them an insight to help them and learn from their mistakes. But I don't think they're just throwing awards at Kendrick Lamar every single year because of one mistake that they did decades ago. You would think if that was the case, they would have cleared their conscience a long time ago and not keep giving him awards. I think the only reason why he receives the awards is because of the talent that comes with it, the talent that you hear on the albums. But I know Stack Quo didn't mean any harm when he said this. I know he's just having a conversation on this live with Justin. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Third Verse podcast. But I know that Stack Quo was cool with Kendrick. He's been affiliated with his team, with people of his team. But I know that's not going to stop other people from trying to spin a narrative off of this situation. But y'all can tell me how you feel about this and get back to me, man. Y'all let me know how you feel in the comment section. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, subscribe to the channel, and all that, man. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Keep it a legend.
God damn. Yo, shout out Mr. Stacy in the chat, bro. Good seeing your name in here, bro. You got a 12-hour shift? You got this, gang. You got this. You know you got to work for your family, you know what I'm saying? So you know you got to do what you got to do. It's unfortunate you can't stay too long, but I appreciate you for stopping by. I appreciate you for having that consideration. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that. Thank you. You know? What's good, Capricorn? I see you. What's up? Got David. What's good? What's good? Tiff's lights are back on. Bless the Lord. I knew it was going to happen the next day, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I prayed on it. Holy. K-Dot's timing is spot on. He drops his albums during a specific time frame, so people have 3-4 months to sit with it before the Grammys. There you go. There you go. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. You see what I'm saying? It's actually interesting. It's actually very interesting. I'm gonna be honest. Look at the formula. Try to emulate it. You don't know when he's gonna drop. But you know, it should be around this time period that you do something, you know? Imagine Kendrick dropped GNX in November of 2024. Just look at the blessings. Look at the awards. Look at the wins. Look at the success. Look how you have music attached to major events. Now, Super Bowl, that's, you know, you got picked. You deserved that. You won, and you went on a generational run. You deserve that, correct? Cool. So, just having your music attached to major shows, major moments in hip-hop media, that actually adds to you potentially winning awards, regardless if it's just a Grammy or any other award, right? It's interesting. What time the verses start? 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. Right? But shout out to the Ville for this video, man. Honestly, shout out to the Ville for this video. This was a good one. Another good one for sure. Today's a good day for HipHopMusic, by the way. Can I just say that? Today is a real good day. So, you know, you got to give your appreciations where they do. You know, of course, the Ville's not the only one. You got Jay Nolan. He's definitely got a video as well. I am going to watch that one on my own time. That is a 38-minute video. If I was to speak on that 38-minute video, I'm going to have a video that's going to last as long as 1 hour and 30 minutes because y'all know I like to talk. I can turn an 8-minute video into a 24-minute video just doing reaction. I can't help it. That's why I got to choose wisely, you know? I don't want to have a video that's too long. Like, even this video right now could be too long. Let me just go ahead and end it. Final thoughts. It's not over rewarding when the man in question deserves it. And on top of that, to the competition, to the nominees, can you beat him? Can you create a project that's on that level? Can you do that? Can you compete with Kendrick? Because it looks like as of right now, a lot of you guys can't compete with Kendrick, and that's telling, you know? So, just a thought to throw out there, you know? But again, shout out to the Ville. This is definitely a good video to watch. Oh, Miss Summers is streaming the verses. I'm going to be watching the verses in Discord. So what we do in our Discord is that we will have watch parties for any major events like that. So what we do is that we go in the Discord chat. We go either in the lounge or the private lounge, depending on what we're deciding. We just go in there. We got something to watch. We just stream it. Whoever wants to play it or stream it, they stream it. And then we all click in on the video and we have a little watch party just like that. We did it for the World Cup too. So for whatever matches that we wanted to watch, we would find a link to the match, get the link set up on our screen, and whoever wants to share their screen, share it. And we have a little watch party. You go get food, you go get drink, and we have a little watch party. Watch the World Cup, FIFA. If I said the Olympics, that's my fault. What else? Shoot, the Pop Out, Super Bowl. We watch all kind of things together on Discord. So as much as I want to go live and do the same, I saw Miss Summers, she gonna do it. I'm like, you know what? That's you right there. You know? I don't like stepping on people's toes. I like to follow my own path. You know what I'm saying? So we have our little fun in the Discord and we have our little watch parties. You know, that's what we usually do. And it's a vibe, you know? The last verses, that's what we did. And I had a scorecard for the last verses too, so it's fun. You even be in the Discord? Bet. You know I'm gonna be singing along too. What? What? It's probably like 8 p.m. right now, right? So it's almost 8. So this is gonna be the last video today. Music by Maddie. I did react to this one before. The last time he did this, he was doing a video on Drake and using algorithms and analytics to kind of determine Drake's kind of like rap style, if I'm correct. So he has a video today where he says Kendrick barely rhymes. And I seen HHSB crew react to this. This was sent to me by Josh, one of the mods. Shout out to Josh for sending this. He also sent me a little message saying that he got his little t-shirt. So shout out to Josh for your purchase. Shout out to Tiff for your purchase of the t-shirt as well. To anybody buying merch, I think Eva said she bought a coffee mug. Josh as well got a tumbler. Shout out to y'all for picking up some merch and supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Nightbot is sharing all of my links. So any link that I want to share with you guys in the chat, Nightbot is throwing it out there. If you want my links at once, I think what I do is, hold on. How do I do it again? It's exclamation point. Let me see if this is right. It's an extra large. No fault. Okay, so it's cool. Either way, I forgot the prompt. I'll go get it when I go check my links. But all my links are in the description under the link tree. If you go to my YouTube page, my YouTube channel page, all my links are in the description as well. If you want to support the channel, there are many ways to do it. Whether if you want to donate to the PayPal, donate to the Amazon wish list. If you want to buy merch, there's definitely a lot of ways to support the channel. I greatly appreciate it. If not, that is fine. I'm not here to force anybody to do something they probably do not want to do. It's just a little gesture like, yo, just remind y'all. And I want to make sure that I don't remind y'all too much as well, because I'm not trying to force feed you. You know what I'm saying? But to anybody that does want to support, those are the ways to support, you know? So I appreciate y'all for the support, honestly. Thank you. You know? But this is going to be the last video for today. All right? We've been live for about an hour and 30... Hold on. Yeah. We've been live for about an hour and 30 minutes. And this video is about 17 minutes, so this one's going to be pretty short. It's going to be pretty short and sweet. This is going to be interesting. Kendrick Lamar barely rhymes. So, hey, let's go ahead and check it out, all right? Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibe. You tapped in with your favorite Canadian reaction channel and network. Let's go ahead and lock in with this right here, man. Let's go. What's popping?
How many of these 4 words rhyme with each other? Everyone knows what a rhyme is, right? Same vowel sound, same ending sound, like bike. We learned it when we were like 5. And none of these words do that. Not one of them rhyme. These words come from a song that you probably already know, Humble by Kendrick Lamar.
Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
But this is just the tip of the iceberg. In the entire song, 67 lines of lyrics, there is exactly one dictionary definition rhyme.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral.
So I downloaded every one of his 238 songs that he's released and analyzed every single word from every one. And the data says that the best rapper in the world, Kendrick Lamar, barely rhymes.
It just goes over your head. Yo, Diva, I don't disagree with you. So I'm intrigued with this video. I want to see what he's going to do with this. But I'm on your side, Diva. I'm just letting you know. You know
yes, I know what you're thinking. Slant rhymes. They exist for sure. But Kendrick does them differently than anybody else.
Sarah?
I'll cover that in the last chapter of this video. And if Kendrick's rhymes are really that unusual, What other weird things is he doing? To find out, I measured everything. The drums, the beats, the mixes.
Hey, Sarah, that's an absolute fact. But you know, in the podcast world, the idea, and it's so unfortunate, but the idea in the podcast world is that sometimes you gotta say something that's gonna stir up a little drama. Flex's flabbers have been gassed, it's crazy.
Is the lyrics and so much more, all to figure out the elements that make Kendrick.
Somebody make that a t-shirt.
Oh, and also the answer to this comment. I'll save that one for the end. And the very first thing I learned from the data is that Kendrick Lamar is normal. Mostly. Take a look at how his songs compare to the averages of over 300 Billboard hip-hop songs, and then also his best friend, Drake, starting with choruses per song, which is 3, average. Sections per song, 8, average. Words per song, average. Drums, sub-bass, average. Kendrick's songs are mostly ordinary rap songs. Mostly. Which means that everything that makes him comes down to...
Who is this pilgrim is hilarious. Who knows? I'm just checking it out, you know? I seen Crew check it out. I'm like, I want to check it out too. This is just for curiosity purposes.
A short list of very specific decisions. And by the end of this video, you'll have that entire thing. So I started my search. And the first set of things that I analyzed probably came from the place I least expected to hear Kendrick. Mostly because he doesn't make it himself. The beats. Sure enough, I came across something interesting. Kendrick does his drums backwards. Kind of. Kendrick's songs uses more snare drums than average. And they also use way less hi-hats.
Gotta see how I'm chillin' once I park this luxury car. Hopping out feeling big as tempo. 20 on pump 6.
Part of me thinks that this comes from the fact that he's not doing crazy trap hi-hat rolls all the time. But more importantly, I think it's just a part of a bigger pattern at play here when it comes to his beats. And to explain that pattern, I looked at the next piece of the puzzle, the bass. Everybody knows a hip-hop song has got a good 808, right? Well, for Kendrick, things look a little different. The majority of Kendrick's songs have the same low-end sub-bass power that most other rap songs do, right where the 808 lives. But if you go up the frequency spectrum a little bit, you'll notice a little bump. The reason is simpler than you might think, and it actually ties back in to those hi-hats. He's using live bass.
True friends. One question.
Yes, he's still using sub-bass to fill out those sub-frequencies, but he also has a live bass playing an octave up of where that 808 normally sits. And that all contributes to the groove of the song. Live players drift slightly off.
Okay, so that's kind of interesting now that you think about it. I think what this video is doing is just analyzing his music, regardless of the conclusion that he gets to. Through the analyzation, you kind of get a better understanding of how Kendrick's music hits so well. So with what he just explained just now, using live bass, when you listen to King Kunta, there's a reason why King Kunta hits. Is because they're using they're not using computer generated shit. You see what I'm saying? A lot of music today is so generic because of everything is digital. It's cool if it's digital, but it hits different when you have the instrument. There's a reason why I gravitate to songs that use actual instruments. It just amplifies the experience. When you see me react to songs that have instruments and I'm sitting there and I'm bobbing my head and you see me get animated and excited because I know what's being used in this. Even though I've never really played instruments like that, I was always a fan of listening to instruments. When I see like the HBCU bands, I gravitate to that so much because it's like, it's nothing like what you hear today. And it's always been like that for me way back when. You see what I'm saying? Is that not interesting? So I'm more here for the analyzation of Kendrick's music then for the actual conclusion of this video. So let me just go back a little bit to see that explanation again.
Yes, he's still using sub bass to fill out those sub frequencies, but he also has a live bass playing an octave up of where that 808 normally sits. And that all contributes to the groove of the song. Live players drift slightly off of the grid, where programmed drum machines stay perfectly on it. That small distinction feeds the groove and the feel of the song. That got me curious. If most of his instruments are live, then wouldn't that affect the final mix? And yes, it does. Kendrick's songs tend to be more dynamic overall compared to his counterparts.
That's not just more dynamic. That is like leagues above your competition. So there's literally a reason as to why regular folk gravitates to Kendrick's music so much. It can almost amplify the conversation with intellectualism versus anti-intellectualism by using this graph right here. Of course, you got to give a little long explanation, but using this section of the video right here can help with the conversation of those two going up against each other. That's actually very interesting.
They all
Queen Bee, facts. Nothing like real instruments.
also have a louder vocal on average.
Oh, Lamar, Hail Mary, your marijuana time is hard. Pray with the hooligan, shadows all in the dark.
Vocals make sense. They're the most important part of any rap song. The first step in understanding lyrics is to be able to hear them. And that more dynamic mix comes directly from live instruments. When you have the same digital 808 or the same drum parts played over and over again, they're already dynamically consistent. Or in other words, they don't change volume all that much. Because of that consistency, you can usually limit it more so that you have less dynamic range at the end. A live performance will always be naturally more dynamic than just repeating
You tell him, Diva.
the end. A live performance will always be naturally more dynamic than just repeating the same sample. When you have something dynamic, the more you squeeze it, the more energy you lose. But a lot of time what I just said all comes down to personal preference and what serves the song, which means there's probably someone behind the scenes making a lot of these mixing decisions for the amount of consistency that Kendrick has. And sure enough, there is one name on nearly half of the beats that Kendrick's released. On 69 of his 188 tracks, the
Soundwave?
producer on them was someone called Soundwave. He's been there since the beginning, since 2011. I say that to show that this is maybe Soundwave's style of making beats itself, especially because he's the one that has made the most Kendrick beats.
Hey, Sarah, here's a little... Oh, my God, bitch, don't kill my vibe. But real quick, Sarah, here's a little, like, a little insight into the podcast world. Everything that they do on a podcast, as long as it's recorded, is for content. It depends on the direction that they take. Do they want to get people to ask questions and comment on their shit? They do that. It's all content.
Itself, especially because he's the one that has made the most Kendrick beats. Across all of his songs, Kendrick prefers more minor sounding keys. And then, for what it's worth, here are the distribution of all of the keys he uses, with F minor being the most frequent. Every part of the beats I analyzed from Kendrick all pointed towards one thing: a preference for more organic sounds over programmed parts. The beats were starting to make more sense, but honestly, in hip-hop, the beats might be the least important part of the song. If I wanted to understand Kendrick, I really had to understand the words that he's actually saying. I'd have to understand his lyrics. Most rappers are writing about this same three topics: girls, money, and partying and drugs. But
Ain't that the truth? Like literally, ain't that the truth?
that doesn't really sound like Kendrick. Sure, he does have songs that sound like that, but so many of them feel way deeper. And according to the data, they are deeper. Kendrick raps about the wrong subjects, or subjects much different than the normal hip-hop song
God,
would.
death,
Kendrick's biggest topics are faith
family,
and death. Take a look at them compared to others. You can see that he's hitting those topics 3 and 4 times more often.
He's talking about women, but it's paired with love. He's talking about God, but it's paired with faith. That's a cheat code. Like, you can talk about money, you can talk about women, but what are you pairing it with? I think that's the cheat code to it.
Than the average rap song.
The shock value of my success put bolts in me. All this money is God playing a joke on me.
Which is probably part of the reason why
Tiff, that is a damn good question. Was Collard Greens made with a live band? Because Collard Greens is such a fire song.
that his stuff feels way different than the get paid, get laid type shit that's out there right now. But it's not just topics that set Kendrick apart. The data shows that not only is he rapping about different topics, but he also repeats lyrics way less than average. He tends to say more unique words, says the title once, if at all, and uses 3 verses instead of 2.
Got me breathing with dragons. I'll crack the egg in your
Rick
basket,
Morty.
you bastard. I'm Marilyn Manson with madness. Now just imagine the magic.
But there is one word that Kendrick uses more than any other rapper alive. His own name. He's rapping in third person, talking to himself, using the lyrics as almost a reflective diary.
Tell him Kendrick did it. Hey, who showed you how to run a blitz? Tell him Kendrick did it.
Yo, Diva. Girl, you speaking truth right now. Ain't nobody trying to hear that flexing when everybody broke? The fuck?
Put the West back in front of shit. Tell him Kendrick did it.
All of his songs where Kendrick is talking to himself weirdly raised a strange question for me. I was curious how much of his stuff is actually rap. According to the data, almost all of it. Kendrick sings about 8% of the time, if you can call it that, whereas Drake sings about 25% of the time. Take this with a grain of salt. This is a hard algorithm to nail down exactly, but it will give you an idea of where he's coming from. Not to completely bash on Drake, but one thing that did surprise me about the last Elements video I did was the sheer number of people he had working in the room to make a song. Which of course had me investigate how many people Kendrick has in the writer's room. Looking into the credits, the vast majority of Kendrick's songs come from Kendrick by himself.
We can end the video right here. The video can end right here. I want to hear that again.
Was the sheer number of people he had working in the room to make a song. Which of course had me investigate how many people Kendrick has in the writer's room. Looking into the credits, the vast majority of Kendrick's songs come from Kendrick by himself. All of the other credits on the albums come from producers or sample clearances or anybody involved in the actual music making of the track itself. The only notable person that he has writing lyrics for him is Sam Dew, who has sang a couple choruses on his tracks.
Oh! Favorite song!
For him is Sam Dew, who has sang a couple choruses on his tracks.
I hope I'm not too late to set my demons straight. I know I made you wait.
And I think that Kendrick writing songs by himself is
I love Die Hard so much. I don't know what it is about that song. I love that song so much, bro. On God's name, man.
part of the reason why his lyrics have so much depth. There are so many songs that he makes that shed light on interesting parts of culture and society. The song Swimming Pools is a party anthem that bashes alcoholism. Song Humble is about humbling his own self in the midst of his success. I kept searching for ways to quantify this in his lyrics, but some of these topics are just deeper than the lyrics themselves. I was able to find some things that supported a higher level of thinking, though, overall. One of the biggest ones being the complex and multisyllabic words that he continually uses. He uses bigger, more complex words about twice as often as an average rap song.
Uses bigger and more complex words than the average rapper. in a rap song?
Ones being the complex and multisyllabic words that he continually uses. He uses bigger, more complex words about twice as often as an average rap song.
Damn.
I got this fire burning in me from within. Concentrated thoughts on who I used to be. I'm shedding skin.
But lyrics without good flow would.
Bro, you can't keep cutting the songs off like that. I'm trying to vibe right here. I know why. Because you're not trying to get demonetized. But damn it, bro. Now I gotta listen to this music now.
Wouldn't be songs. They'd be poetry. And the best way to flow is to rhyme. So I continued diving in, and this led me to uncover the most surprising fact about Kendrick that makes him sound like himself. I stated in the beginning of the video, Kendrick barely rhymes, at least in the traditional sense.
I don't
Kendrick
believe you.
rarely uses perfect rhymes at all, or the rhymes that you learned when you were 5. Money, honey. Instead, he uses slant rhymes. Money, something. The endings aren't exactly the same, but the vowel in the middle matches. Most rappers do this all the time, but Kendrick takes this to an entirely new level. The field's perfect rhyme rate is about 6.6% of the time. Kendrick's is 2.9, less than half of the average. On top of that, 70% of the rhymes Kendrick does make are in the loosest category my analysis can score.
I feel like a chip on my shoulders. I feel like I'm losing my focus. I feel like I'm losing my patience. I feel like my thoughts in the basement.
When he does use perfect rhymes, it seems like he does so deliberately. My favorite example of this comes from the song that has the highest perfect rhyme ratio of any of his songs, Backseat Freestyle.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind or die from less shout.
In this song, he plays a younger version.
You can't just let that. Nah, you can't. You gotta let that one breathe, bro. You gotta let that one breathe. I know you don't want to get demonetized. I get it, but you can't just play that song and not get through the chorus. God damn it! Nah, bro, that's a song of songs right there, brother. God damn! Remember what he did in Atlanta with that? Martin had a dream. Louder. Martin had a dream. Like, Nick, come on, bro. You can't just let that one fly, man. Oh my God.
Favorite example of this comes from the song that has the highest perfect rhyme ratio of any of his songs, Backseat Freestyle.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind or die from less shout.
In this song, he plays a younger version of himself, K-Dot, up and coming in the rap world. The character rhymes in a more juvenile, less sophisticated way than the rest of Kendrick's albums, and that is absolutely on purpose. The rhymes reinforce the story and the message he's conveying. Talk about depth. I also think that his utter lack of perfect rhymes makes the perfect rhymes he does have hit way harder. Let's go back to the song from the beginning of the video. What's the single most singable line in Humble? I'd have to say this.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put little baby in a spiral.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that this line is the only perfect rhyme in the entire thing. But line-ending rhymes are only half the story, because the rest of it.
I just thought of something. Oh my God. When Kendrick said my left stroke just went viral, right stroke put Lil Baby in a spiral. Cool, right? On Drake's song For Free, where he sampled Too Short, he quoted Kendrick on that song through that bar specifically. Imagine if that was the only bar Drake caught from that song. Just imagine that for a second. What if that was really the only bar he caught from that? Because Kendrick really be saying something on Humble. But I guarantee you 90% of people on planet Earth don't know what Kendrick was saying on that song, aside from sit down, be humble. Just a thought. His
rhymes actually lie in the bars themselves. These are called internal rhymes, and actually Kendrick and Drake both use them way more than most artists. Let's just take one line from DNA to show you what I mean. I got loyalty, I got royalty in my DNA. Typically, you might just look at that last DNA and see what he rhymes the next line with. But there are so many more rhymes you'd be missing out on. Most obvious being loyalty and royalty. But you can also pair I with inside and my. There's two separate rhyme chains there before the line even ends. And on average, he has 3.3 rhymes like that per every line he's ever written. And what's even cooler is that he changed.
Is that my guy King Hammer in the chat? What's good, man? Good to see you, man. How you feeling?
This depending on the character he's playing. If he's angry, he bumps this up to 7.7 internal rhymes per line. You can see that in Euphoria.
Bring him out too, I clean him out too. Tell Bean that he better stay right with you.
What?
So we can see that
That's not fair! I want to hear the song!
Kendrick is doing so many things differently than the average hip-hop artist on just layers and layers of depth and levels. But if we had truly uncovered the elements that made him, we should be able to replicate something that sounds like him. So I took all of my checklist items and I started building a song for myself. I started off with drums, then I added a shaker to give it some more energy, then I started experimenting with some piano to see if I could come up with something. I liked the direction, but after about 20 minutes, I gave up.
Get rid of that.
New project. For round 2, I started with a drum R&B sample. I added some vinyl for extra vibe. I kept playing around the piano and I finally found some soulful chords. I laid down a groovy bass line and then I was on my way to writing lyrics. I decided to write about the process of songwriting itself, specifically under the pressure of a label and investors in your music. Once I recorded it, I mixed it using some of my own plugins to help automatically.
Sarah, it's not just the industry. It's AI too. You know what? I'll talk about that real quick. Sarah has a nice point right there. And the industry allegedly dislikes dot because dot sounds are hard to replicate. Yeah, that's the whole point of being an artist. That's the whole point of standing out from the rest. But the industry wants everything to sound the same, which is why the industry is down bad right now, because everybody sounds the same. It's the same problem in Toronto too. Every artist in Toronto want to use auto-tune, not use their real voice. If you are a true artist, then you are able to utilize what you need to utilize to win without going to digital means, right? When you're putting a song together, the producer, yeah, of course, he's going to do what he need to do. You don't need auto-tune. You don't need that. Auto-tune is not necessary. I prefer hearing people's real voice than hearing auto-tune, because it's more interesting to listen to, and it stands out from the rest. Why would I want to listen to everything that sounds the same? Everything that follows the same BPM? Crazy? Nah. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, for AI too, AI music cannot replicate Kendrick's shit. It's not possible. That's why you don't see AI like Kendrick things out there. It's hard. AI can't get Kendrick's voice right. Ever. Because of how much he changes it. Is that not crazy? Lord have mercy.
Gain ride the volume, and then also to push it more towards the average vocal EQ of a hip-hop track. I added some effects, background vocals, and then finally I changed my voice to sound like Kendrick's using AI to really sell things. Please don't get mad at me. This
too late, I'm mad.
This is not Kendrick. Here's what I can.
You must make more profit.
I was made for writing pages. Ron gave me validation. Make the neighbors call the cops when they hear the tapes I'm playing. Mama says she pray to God, he make my bars a job. Then the big cat promise signs, fire initial on the dots. Check, 1, 2.
You see what? What did I just finish explaining? That don't even sound like Kendrick. Like, that's what I'm saying. AI can't replicate this nigga. It can't. Who the hell was that? That's not Kendrick. Like, you must got me confused with another man, because that's not him. The fuck?
Put the kid on the mic in the booth. Don't mess with my direction when I'm humming out a tune. Make it sound like this at the base. Don't forget the profit. White coats can create, missing bait. All in what we plotting. They can stick a pen on a page while we stuff the pockets. Need more bands and what's delayed. Forget the process.
Forgive me, Kendrick. I tried my best. Put it in the same ballpark. Maybe say
Hell no.
same parking lot, but definitely not the real thing. That brings me weirdly to the most requested part of this entire video. This comment right here.
And this is the part where we gotta, well, HHSB crew, you're the reason why I'm here today, gang. You gotta do Kendrick specifically, how often he uses his different voices. I think here you said 55% of the time it's the same for Drake. Could be interesting. Well, shout out to HHSB crew. You featured in the video, bruh.
It got over 200 people to like it and asked me to analyze specifically Kendrick's different voice types. I think the main reason being that he just has all of these different personas that he uses in his songs. K-Dot being one that we talked about, but also Kung Fu Kenny and a bunch of others. The results were a bit surprising. To try to figure this out, I ran pitch tests, I ran vowel tests, I also ran it through a neural network designed to tell different human voices apart. Which, by the way, this neural network was sharp enough to catch Bono hiding in one of Kendrick's songs.
It's not a place, this country is.
But everything that I did just showed Kendrick as himself. Just one voice. Him being Kendrick. Which means that the characters were never sitting in his throat. They're in the
Pause.
writing, the point of view, the rhyme schemes. The voices are every part of this entire list I just mentioned, aimed at being somebody. Remember these 4 words. They still don't rhyme. Or at least not in the way you'd expect. That's part of the reason why it sounds so sophisticated, so hard to replicate, and maybe most importantly, so much like Kendrick. Tell me in the comments what artists you want to see next.
Leon Thomas. It's a good video. My favorite part of the video was the conversation about how live instruments is used to amplify the sound, the songs, and how well the live instruments amplifies the songs. I think that's like the standout or the highlight, because that's what a lot of people gravitate to. Pardon me, I just belched, my bad. But that's what a lot of people just like gravitate to. You know, there's a reason why a lot of people love his music. A lot of people, there are tons of people that are tired with the music that comes out today. Okay, to this day, especially with Tyga and Starface. The whole thing is AI. And what's worse is Tyga came out talking about, oh, I can't wait to tour or perform my album live so I can prove to people that the songs are not AI. You dummy. You made the songs with AI. Even if you perform the songs with AI, it doesn't mean anything. You just performing songs you never made. And you try to prove to people that the songs are not AI. That's not how that works. Are you serious? That's the dumbest thing you ever seen you said in my life. Very disappointing, but I never really listened to his music like that. Like, to be honest, anytime I listen to music, like anytime I listen to Tyga's music, Chris Brown is featured on it. Like, Ayo, that's a banger. I'm sorry. I can't let go of that song. Ayo. Come on, bro. But there's definitely elements in this video that are good takeaways that can help with other conversations that we have within the hip hop space. So that's definitely important. I do love learning new things that I can utilize in conversations, because the way that it can amplify conversations, get another point across than traditional points, that's important. And as content creators, that's all our jobs. You know what I'm saying? We all in the hip hop space. We need to talk about this ish, right? But we can't keep talking about the same thing over and over. It gets tired. So with videos like this, it actually expands my palette in terms of other things I can talk about surrounding this individual. Heck, I can take this and I can put this conversation with other artists and see if they be using live instruments or not. or the reason why they prefer to do this and not this. Of course, using live instruments, it takes a longer time, but if you go through digital means, it's a lot quicker. Yeah, it's quicker, but does it feed your soul that way? No. On top of that, what are people looking for as well? Are they looking for a fix? Or are they looking for something that's going to last with them for a long time? So I respect the video regardless of what I say. You know? It's a good video. You know, there's just certain parts of the video where I'm just not a big fan of, especially the end. So I'm like, ew, nah. But, hey, shout out to Music by Maddie. This was definitely good, right? Also, again, shout out Josh for sending this to me. I appreciate you. Shout out to HHSB crew for dropping a reaction to this. That's dope as well. I'll be following suit. I'll drop my reaction tomorrow. It's gonna do what it need to do, but this was definitely important. So shout out to everybody. Yeah. Did the game release the song that he made with Drake? Did they release that just now? Let me find out that came out. I saw a comment from Hip Hop Clips. Yeah, he's dropping it tonight. Oh boy. So I'm not going to listen to the album, but I'll listen to that. The game has a diss track to Academics. Oh. Am I following Punch, by the way? I think I am. Yeah, I'm following Punch. Okay, it's trash? Let me see.
Paint shooting like it's B-roll, mixing everything with a motherfucking Tito's. Nigga circle got smaller than a peephole. Run up on his 6-4, get smoke like a pre-roll. No brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes. I'm back outside, sleep when I die. No brakes, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes. I want all the smoke with this Drake on my side. No brakes, no.
Bro, this just sounds like GNX, man, on God's name. What the hell is this?
Brakes, no brakes, no brakes. How we gonna stop when the foreign ain't got? No brakes, no brakes, no.
So I don't understand it now. See, now I'm confused, because me being from Toronto, remember that one dude? Remember the one dude that was playing Kendrick's music in the street, and some random Torontonian came up and got his friend to throw the speaker away and then proceed to get your friend stomped out. They were playing Not Like Us or whatever Kendrick music, right? Cool. West Coast theme. Now Drake is on this. What is Toronto gonna do? Huh? Well, what is Toronto gonna do now? What they gonna do now? That's my question. What y'all gonna do? Huh? You gonna be throwing more speakers? Is that what we doing? You gonna be chucking speakers out of windows? Don't be playing that Kendrick shit around here. Well, that just sounds like that Kendrick shit. I'm just saying. So what we doing now? Huh? I want to see what's going to happen. Y'all going to start crip walking in the clubs again? Because it's Drake? Kendrick got the same shit. What you going to do now? Speakers, getting DJs to cut songs. What you going to do now? You going to play this shit? Because this shit West Coast. This shit West Coast. So what's up then? What are we doing? Huh? You disrupting everybody's fun to the point where you joining in on the festivities. If you can't beat them, join them. So what's up? I want to see what Toronto gonna do with this. I want to see what they're gonna do with this. That's what I'm saying.
No breaks, no breaks. Hey. Like kids at a playground, I'm about to slide.
Bro, it just sounds like two grown men breathing heavily on the mic. Y'all breathing heavy on the mic. Get your mouth away from that shit. Rap, nigga. God damn it.
3 birds in a crew, 22s on a ride. Nigga said pick a side, then I'm picking homicide. Nigga don't try.
Oh, you happy again, huh? You were happy before when you had Euphoria at the top of your damn Spotify list.
Yo, love. You know I keep that motherfucking talk, nigga. Don't call my bluff. In this bitch, throwing gang signs up. Yeah, who that? Talking that shit, boy, who that? Walking that shit, nigga, who that? Putting all the bullshit to.
On God's name, if I do reaction to this song, I'm just gonna be sitting there like this. Like, comment, share, subscribe. No fuck. What's for dinner? On God, what for dinner? For me, it's gonna be a deep breath. Amen. Top just told Game to give it up, and now Macwop is gonna get mad. Top didn't allow him to say anything because now Game is doing this. Yup. Macwop, he gonna get pissed. You know I'm gonna be tuning into that shit. I'm gonna be in the shadows, but I'll be tuning in with that. We're pretty much at the end of the stream, though. I ain't gonna hold y'all. We're pretty much done here. You know? I think we've been live for like, what, 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours and 5 minutes we've been live for. Shout out to Dartha. Toronto. Looks like he's cooking up, actually. He's live cooking up something. I'll probably check in after the live. But we at the end of the live. I appreciate y'all for pulling up and stopping by. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. Thank you so much. Man. We building something substantial over here. You know what I'm saying? We just building, evolving, and just being great. You know? It's kind of nice that we're getting shout outs from people in very high places. If you haven't seen it yet, I made a post yesterday on YouTube. Looks like I'm getting a couple shout outs from some certain TDE members. You know, of course, when you watch my live stream at ComplexCon, I met Top Dog, got the handshake. Now, it looks like I'm getting salutes and shout outs from TDE Punch. Of course, Shy Infinite and is it Kizo? Is it Kizo Deshaun? Well, shout out to you, brothers, man. You know what? I don't even want to get your name wrong. We're going to check it out real quick. I only want you to get your name wrong, bruh. So we got Punch. Hold on, bruh. See, this right here is crazy. So we got Punch. We got Kiko Deshaun. And Shy Infinite, bruh. That's major. That's absolutely major. So shout out to, first of all, nigga. Somebody play Dreams and Nightmares for me. Shout outs to the shout out, man. That is crazy. But thank you to everybody commenting under the post as well. Look at that. We got G-Man. We got Queen B. We got Josh, Ron. Can't Be Serious. That's Cousin B right there. Bethany. Examine It. Alex. Tiff. Beautiful Leo. I appreciate y'all for commenting, bro. Thank you. Comments. But that, I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Beautiful Leo for even like showing me that. Because I wouldn't have seen that. Shout out to Tiff for telling me or recommending me to listen to that freestyle. Because she knew I was gonna like it. Girl, you damn right I was gonna like that shit. Thank y'all. That's community. You know what I'm saying? Y'all made that possible, you know? So it's not just me. I did what I needed to do with the reaction, but because of y'all letting me know, telling me, showing me what's good, hey, bruh. It's a combined effort. So don't think it's just me. It's you guys too. Never forget that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta walk around a little bit because my leg is asleep. I ain't gonna lie to you, my leg is asleep right now, so I gotta get up and start moving so I can wake up again. You know what I'm saying? I got my leg stuck in this brace. I can't bend my leg. I can't so all good things come to an end. You know what I'm saying? So I thank y'all. Thank you for pulling up and stopping by. I'm sure we're gonna have things to talk about tomorrow, so I'll probably go live tomorrow as well. If not, I'm gonna put out videos. I already got a good amount of videos to drop for tomorrow and for the weekend. So we're definitely going to have some good conversations. And yeah, we're just going to catch a vibe at this point. You know what I'm saying? So Flex Mob, Shadow Mob, I appreciate y'all for pulling up and stopping by. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to members. Everybody that's purchasing merch. Thank y'all so much. But at this point, this is where I'm going to head out, right? So shout out to y'all. Thank you. Y'all know the spiel. Take care, be well, be safe, stay true, be you, live long and long live Peace. Have a great day. Have a great night wherever you are in this world. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like always, I greatly appreciate it. Shout outs to the shout out to everybody with me today. And even if you're not with me, if you're catching the replay or the upload, shout out to y'all too, you know? But at this point, all I got to say is don't forget to take care of your family. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't forget to take care of individuals that you consider a family. Don't forget to take care of individuals that you consider a friend. And never forget to be outstanding, all right? I butchered the hell out of that, but I kept it cool. Anyway, peace.